returned. But
you know who will not be returned?
And here we are. This is why we can pay the big bucks, boys. All right.
Poetic Fatso, man. I'm sorry your days have come to an end at No Jumper. You wasn't getting paid for nothing. We not using them topics no more. And now you can't even pop it in the group chat no more. The Flakko era has ended. We got Lush, we got Brick, we got Almighty from the OG squad. And that's it, man. Flakko is over with, my G. I won.
Oh my fucking God.
Around it, but if you don't show up to work, you're not getting paid from your job, you don't provide anything to your job. Are you working that job?
Well, like, I don't know what the fuck they have arranged behind the scenes.
It's nothing from what I've heard. I've heard there's no cash being handed. There's no payments being sent. There's no communication now at this point. Do you still work at that job?
Flacco's situation with No Jumper looks confusing on the surface, especially when fans hear that he was involved but not getting paid. But when you really break it down, it starts to make more sense from a content and business standpoint. In media, not every role is about a direct paycheck. Sometimes it's about exposure, building a name, and leveraging a bigger platform to grow your own audience. Being associated with a brand like No Jumper can open doors, bring in new viewers, and help someone establish credibility, even if the financial side isn't immediate. At the same time, not all of these arrangements are structured like traditional jobs. It could have been a loose agreement, a trial run, or something based on opportunity rather than a fixed salary, which would explain why everything seems unclear to the public. But the bigger picture is growth. Once Flacco built up his own following and started generating traction independently, the value of being on someone else's platform naturally started to decrease. At that point, it's not just about showing up. It's about opportunity cost. Spending hours on another platform could actually mean losing money when he could be putting that same time into his own content, where he has full control and keeps a larger share of the revenue. That shift is where a lot of creators separate themselves because ownership and independence start to matter more than affiliation. On top of that, creative control plays a major role. When you're on someone else's platform, you have to move within their structure, their rules, and their vision, whether that means being edited a certain way or not being able to speak as freely as you want. But when you run your own platform, you control the message, the direction, and the output completely. That freedom alone is enough for many creators to step away once they reach a certain level. So instead of looking at it like something shady or confusing, it's more realistic to see it as a transition. Flacco used the platform for what it was worth, built himself up, and then reached a point where staying no longer made sense for his brand, his time, or his business. The real solution to all this is really about knowing your worth, your position, and when it's time to move around. In the beginning, being tied in with a platform like No Jumper can look like a win. It brings eyes, it builds your name up, and it gives you a stamp in the game. But that only matters if it's actually helping you level up. If you're showing up, putting in time, adding to the content, and you're not really seeing no money or real benefit come back your way, then you gotta start looking at it different. At some point, it stopped being a play and start feeling like you're just helping somebody else win while you staying in the same spot. And that's bad business. Ain't nothing wrong with using a platform, but you're not supposed to get used by it. So the smart move is to double back and lock in on yourself. If Flacco already built his own following, got his own people tapped in, then it make more sense to put all that energy into his own channel. That's where the real control at. Every video, every post, every move he make goes straight back to him, not split up or filtered through somebody else. He can run his content how he want, say what he want, drop when he want, and get paid off his own work. That's how you turn from just being a personality into actually being a boss. And once you get a taste of that, it's hard to go back to playing a role on somebody else's stage. At the same time, keeping it solid with the fans matter too. When people don't know what's going on, they start making up their own stories. And that's when everything gets messy. So even if you don't go into crazy detail, just clearing it up a little bit can keep his name clean and let people know it was a move for growth, not no weird situation. At the end of the day, this ain't really about if he was getting paid or not. It's about leveling up. Every creator hit that point where they gotta decide if they gon' keep building for somebody else or go all in on themselves. And once you got your own motion, your own audience, and your own way to make money, sticking around somewhere that don't match that energy can actually slow you down. Sometimes you gotta separate to elevate. It ain't always beef, it ain't always drama. Sometimes it's just business. And from the outside looking in, it really seemed like Flacco just realized his time worth more, and he'd rather bet on himself than keep clocking in for something that ain't feeding him the same way.